Welcome back to my podcast. Today I'm going to be covering a film that I rewatched the other night that is pretty good. If you like sci-fi drama, a little bit of a slow burn for a movie, some thrilling suspense, then 12 Monkeys would be a good one for you to check out. Some of you may or may not have seen this film. Some of you may or may not have even heard of this film. You should have. It got pretty good acclaim. I think it got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that, 9 out of 10. 1995 film. It stars Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt, and a bunch of other guys in that film. It's a unique idea. Time travel movies have been done quite a few times. It's a unique approach to it. What they did was they infused it with a lot of psychological elements to the film. So it takes kind of a deep delve into the psyche of this character who's named James Cole, who travels back in time. Beginning of the movie, he actually travels to 1990. He's trying to go back, gather information, because there's this super virus that wipes out most of the population on Earth. So in the future, what they do is they take convicts and use them as lab rats to send them back in time to see if they can gather information to unfuck the whole thing, which is pretty interesting. Usually it's not very good results. So that's why they use convicts to send them back, because it's acceptable loss that way, I guess. Bruce Willis gets sent back in time to 1990 at the beginning. He ends up in the crazy house. The time travel process doesn't treat anybody nicely when they go back. So it does a little bit of scrambling of the brain, as it were. He shows up and he gets thrown into the nut house. And in the nut house with him is Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt does a very, very good job as a crazy person in this film. The one problem that I had was I did not like the soundtrack. Some people probably won't agree with me, but I'll tell you, it was just whack. That's the only way I can describe it. It was fucking terrible. I'm sure if they redid that movie, went back and changed the music a little bit, I would have enjoyed it much, much more. The music was a big stumbling block for me. It was just, the soundtrack was fucking terrible in my opinion. The film itself, it was dark, gritty, it was good. It was slow paced. There wasn't a lot of action and stuff like that. A lot of suspense, intrigue, all that good stuff. So if you're looking for a really action-packed movie, this isn't the one to go with. If you want to kind of take a delve in and see how crazy works, this is a good one for you. It is kind of slow, but it's good. It's good. They used a few different experimental ways to film parts of the movie. I had mixed reviews on how I felt about it. There was a lot of this with the camera, and it was okay. That movie, actually, I remember when it came out, and it was very popular with a few people that I knew. Myself, I didn't watch it until later on, after it was on VHS. For quite some time, actually. It just kind of slipped under my radar, and I was like, meh. It wasn't anything fucking mind-blowing. They saved that for The Matrix a few years later. That was some mind-blowing shit. But, that was a few years after this one. I'll touch on The Matrix movies in another video. But for your sci-fi fix, if you want something that is a psychological thriller, to a degree, then check out 12 Monkeys from 1995. It was pretty alright. It wasn't the best film I've seen in a while, for sure. I rewatched it, and it was kind of boring at certain points. Bruce Willis always does a good job. Brad Pitt always does a really good job in his films. There was some support from some other actors. David Morse plays Dr. Peters. You might have seen David Morse in a few other films, TV. Christopher Plummer is in it. Christopher Plummer, oh yeah, he's always good in everything. He did a pretty good job in this film. There's a few other A-list actors that are in it. It's an interesting ride, I'll put it that way. It's not one of my favorite films. If I were to rate this one, I wouldn't give it the highest rating. Apparently it was pretty popular on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a very high rating, but it was just meh for me. I've seen far better. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't my cup of tea. This is my cup of coffee, though. So, interesting little tidbit of information that you may not know. I just found this out actually after I watched the film. It is actually based upon a French film from 1962 called La Jetée. If I am pronouncing that right, I'm not very good with French at all. At all, I'm terrible. I don't know much of it. Lajetee, La Jetée, 1962. I have not seen this film. I want to see this. Check it out. Hopefully they have some sort of subtitled version that I can watch it so I can see what they're saying in English, and maybe I'll enjoy it. I always like to delve into the older film. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of have a side road with these videos where once in a while I will take a classic film, probably classic sci-fi films from the black and white era, stuff like that, older ones, and just do a quick plot synopsis review on some of my favorites from back in that period. They made a lot of really good film prior to 1970, 1980 that you probably missed out on, and you should definitely go back and check it out. This one here, this French film, definitely going to check it out because I'm curious to see what this is about. Apparently it's a post-apocalyptic, World War III happens, and time travel, kind of the same idea, only they changed it to a virus in this film. It is pretty cool though, because as the film progresses, you see that there's kind of a time loop going on. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm trying to keep these videos as spoiler free as I can, just in case you haven't seen the film and you want to see the film. I'm not giving you the whole thing just blah and ruining the movie for you, because that sucks. I don't want to do that for anybody. I want you to see it and get your own interpretation out of it, and I want to keep the spoilers and stuff in the movie so you're surprised. But yeah, 1995 film, 12 Monkeys. It was okay. I don't hate it. Definitely not a film that I'm gonna throw on once every few months and be like, oh, it's time to watch 12 Monkeys. No, I'm good. I'm good for the next probably, I think 2022, 2023 sounds like a good year to sit down and rewatch this movie. It's not one of my favorites. It was okay. I think the last time I'd seen the movie was about 6 years ago. So I sat down, I was bored, working on some stuff, and I just needed some background noise, something as a distraction. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch 12 Monkeys. It was there. I think it was on Amazon or something like that. So I put it on. At one point, I actually paused it, left, and was like, do I want to finish this movie? I guess I'm obligated. I might as well do a review on it. So it's kind of the obligation to come back here and tell you guys what I thought of it. Was the whole reason why I finished the movie. I would have tapped out. It wasn't my thing. Really wasn't. I wasn't really a big fan. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't be. You should definitely sit down give it a go, give it a try, see what you think. It could turn out to be one of your favorite sci-fi movies of all time. Who knows? I've watched a few movies that people have absolutely hated. They came out to be one of my favorites. I am the master of unpopular opinion as well, and seeing as how there is such a high rating on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie, I am probably with the minority on this one. But 12 Monkeys just wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't my thing. But that's about it. Check it out. Let me know if you've seen it, if it's one of your favorite movies, if it's one of those movies that you absolutely hate. Let me know in the comments. Keep it respectful as always. Let's just have a good back and forth. That's what I'm here for, a respectful exchange of information between people. We're not here for debate. We're not here for fighting. We're not here to be internet trolls. We're here to enjoy stuff. And part of the reason why I do this channel is I like to share my personal experience with all this good old nerd stuff. Comics, movies, all that. And kind of pass it on to you guys, see what you think. It's kind of a morbid curiosity. I throw these out there and I expect some people to come into the comment section. Let me know what they think. You know, I don't like to use opinion when I express something. I'm just saying what I'm saying. This is how I feel. I'm not trying to project it on anyone else. I don't expect anyone to project anything on anybody else. Change their mind. Nothing. I'm just saying that's what I thought about this movie. That's what I think about the comments that you should be leaving. Just open forum. Have some fun. Back and forth, you know. Keep it positive. Keep it positive, people. It's always good. This is a super dark movie, though. So if your flavor is the super dark sci-fi, that was one of the things that I did like about it. It is dark. It is gritty. It was edgy for 1995. So that is one benefit that goes with it. I'm not bashing the movie. It's not terrible. It was okay. It was okay. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It was middle of the road for me. I've seen far worse. I've sat through far worse, trust me. But that's about all I have to say about that. If you enjoy these videos, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of the new videos and content that I'll be dropping on this channel. Make sure to take a few minutes, few seconds really, just go onto your social media, pick one of my videos, click the share button, pick the poison of your choice, be it Facebook, Twitter, any of that stuff, and kind of get it out there. Share it with some of your friends. Somebody that you know, one of your friends or family might enjoy this channel, and that's what I'm doing this for, is just to kind of get it out there, have some fun, maybe bounce some ideas off of people, get everybody's ideas, a good exchange back and forth, so we can have good exchange of thoughts. It's always good. I'm always community-minded with this nerd stuff. I like to keep it positive, friendly. That's the way that we should be. We have a common interest, and it's the good old sci-fi, comic book, all the good things in life that make life that much better. So thank you very much for watching my video. I will be I will not be suffering with marbles in my mouth soon. I'm kind of just mumbling today for some reason. Terrible, terrible. Thanks for watching the video, and hopefully next time I won't be stumbling over my words. I think I need a little bit more of this magic coffee here to wake me up a little bit. It's been a long week. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to be doing a couple more here in the next couple days. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and have a good day.